Okay, guys, today we're going to be talking about immigration, or in another way we can talk about it would be immigration. And the reason why we're talking about this today is that it's such an important part of our history in America is this idea of other people from other cultures and other countries and other ethnicities coming to enter our country to make a better life for themselves. So today that's what we're going to be talking about. So, when we talk about immigration, we need to talk about what it is. So, what is immigration? What does that mean? What does that word mean? And that word it talks about people moving here to the United States, or really from anywhere from their home country. So, one of the largest human migrations in history happened at the turn of the century. So we've been talking about the turn of the century and all the crazy, awesome things that were happening at that time. All these new advancements in technology and invention and all of these things. And one of those things that was such a huge part of our culture and the building of that turn of the century was the fact that we had people from other countries coming in. So a lot of times people saw what the United States was doing and how well it was prospering. And they said, we want that. We want better for our family. We want to experience that good. And so we're going to go to the United States. And so leaving your homeland and going into another country is called immigration. All right. Immigration. And then a person who moves to a new country is an immigrant. It's why we also call it immigration, because an immigrant is moving. So that core word right there is migrate. And to migrate, just like birds do, when we migrate, we move. So we can migrate across the room. When we go to lunch, we migrate from our classroom to the lunchroom. But just like we can do those migrations, or birds can do those migrations, people also have those migrations. I want you to take a look at this family right here and tell me what you think. I want you to think about what must their life be like? What do you think their reasoning behind coming to the United States would be? Check out this family as well. What do you think are some of the reasons they might have decided? The next couple of slides are going to be these families that really that I want you to take a long look at. What do you think their reasoning was? Of course, we don't know these families personally, but I want you to take a look, or these people personally, but I want you to take a look at them and maybe infer what are some things you can infer based on the picture about these people and maybe why they wanted to come to the United States or what they could benefit of from coming to the United States. One reason that a lot of immigrants came to America was for a better life. So a lot of times they lived, especially those who were very poor, in countries like, well, in continents like Europe, with lots of different countries. But a lot of those countries had very strict and rigid class systems, meaning that you couldn't go from being poor to being rich overnight, or most of the time in generations, over generations. And where in the United States, this is the idea that if you work hard, you can have a better life. Another reason that people chose to come to the United States was to leave persecution and war. So a lot of these countries had horrible wars, and they were riddled with terrible persecution based on who they were, who they surrounded themselves with, the way they believed, their faith, things of that nature. A lot of people were persecuted, and America offered this freedom to be whoever you wanted to be. And that was a really important part of them coming to America. And another reason, too, is serving in wars. So a lot of young people did not want to serve in the wars that their countries were having, and so they decided they were not going to do that, and they decided to leave for America. Now that we've taken a really good look at the immigration of the turn of the century, excuse me, I really want you to think about what you would have done in this situation, or how things would have been for you. And we're going to really reflect on that in the coming lesson that we're about to do. So I want you guys to really be thinking about, do you think it would be a great idea to move your family to a new country in pursuit of a better life? Let's discuss that really quick.